Okay, so we talked about our location phrase. Of course, we know our subject phrase, we know our action phrase, and then what happens when you combine the subject and the action, of course. And then we moved on to the location phrase. All right. So the location phrase were words like well, not words, but prepositions. So they're preparing us for where the location is going to be. So we learned a whole bunch of different ones last time. If you remember, like my, like for, and then like descriptive words like ilunga o, ilalo o, which would be like ilunga would be above, ilalo would be below. Those types of words. Okay. So if you were here last time and you have notes, then you should, might feel comfortable doing this assignment. So let's just take a few minutes just to do this, and then we'll go ahead and then we will review all of that. So it's 2 after the hour right now. Do all of them except for number 4, and we'll take we'll I guess we'll reconvene in like 8 or 9 after the hour. So all of them except for number 4, because this one has a little bit of a variance on it that we haven't talked about, but we're going to get to that today. So go ahead and get started on that. If you have questions, just go hit me up in the chat. I'll be sitting right here, letting people in as they come in. And the definitions are in the parentheses, just so you don't have to look them up. All right, guys. So hopefully you were, even if you were able just to do one, the principle is the main thing that we want to wow, we're still recording all that time. Let me apologize now for the recording. So when we start, if you look at the recording, you know, to play this back, I'm supposed to pause it during the our quizzes, but I didn't. So it was recording all that time. Just skip over to 10 minutes in. So um again, so the principle is the main thing that we want to get down. So tense, action, subject, and then the location. If you have a couple of subjects, then there's, you know, we have the rules for that. So hopefully you remember how to do that. So let's do number one right now. So we have pay the bill for the boy. You can split it out. Um, and if not, then I'll just start writing what we have here. So Tatongi is to pay. Pili is bill. I guess they didn't have that in Samoa, so that's like a word that we took from English. And then tama is boy. So pay the bill for the boy.
So I went straight forward with it. Kokongin lepili malikama.
Yep, yep. And so let me see. I'm gonna get the whiteboard up. So pay the bill for the boy. You said kokongi or lepili. You said mo, or I'll just put both of them now because I wasn't sure which one you said. Mo le kama.
So
So you can say tongi le pili mo le kama or kokongi le pili mo le kama. Either one, T style, K style. I'm just going over this because I know there's some people here for the first time. So we have our tense and our action. So this is like whenever you see or hear a command. So this is basically someone telling you what to do. So it's already understood that it's right now. We're talking about now. So the tense where we would say like na or sa or ua, you know, whatever. A lot of times it's omitted because we're talking about right now. It's understood. So we go right into the action. So totongi or kokongi, and then we have the bill. So pay the bill, and then we have mo, and then ma, and then lekama or letama. All right. So sorry, which one did you say, mo or ma?
I said ma.
Ma. Okay. So ma is kind of like I actually do hear people say that. Ma is kind of like it could be for as well, but like the mo would be like for the kama, like for the boy. So pay the bill for the boy. So kokongi le pili mo le kama. Ma is like and, but I hear people say them interchangeably, but I don't know if you know, I actually hear it so much, whereas like I don't know if there's actually like if that actually means for as well, but technically it's supposed to be like mo. So mo is like for. So and it, whereas ma is and. So totongi le pili mo le kama. So our location would be, or you know, our location or preposition rather would start with the mo and then mo le kama. So tense in our action, again, our tense is understood, so we don't say it. And then it's totongi, which is our action, and then our subject is lepili, so pay the bill, and then mo le kama. Again, if you hear people say ma, you know, if that's how people speak around you, then you know, say that. But technically, and you know, I try to stick to the technical stuff in here. It would be like mo. So okay, I wasn't really sure as to which one. Yeah, so yeah, so just I guess just for our sake in this class, stick do the mo. So mo is for, and is gonna be ma. So and let me write it down here. So mo for, ma is and. Okay. So totongi le pili mo le kama or kokongi le pili mo le kama. All right. That's great. That's good. Okay, so let me go back to that. Okay. So she received that from the teacher. So mawa is to get or to receive. Lenamel or lengamel is like that thing, and then fayaonga is a teacher. So you can blurt it out or go to the. I guess I can just write it down here. Yeah, I'll write it down here.
Yep. I got Wamawa Lekingi Lenamel Le Payonga.
Wamawa. What did you say? I guess yeah. Okay, Wamawa, and then what was after Wamawa? Did you say something after that? The Wamawa or
Lekingi Lenamel.
okay, Lekenge, Lengamea,
Le Payonga.
Maile Fayaonga. Okay, great. Fayaonga. All right, so we have our tense, we have our action is mawa, and then Lekenge, the girl, and then we have that or that thing. So whenever just as a side note, if you see like that in English, if you want to translate it in Samoan, a lot of times it's going to be like that thing or this thing or these things. Okay, so it's it'll be accompanied by the mea. Okay, so ngā mea, le ngā mea, le ngā mea, or le nei mea, something like that. And then our location from the teacher. Okay, so we have uamawa, so has received or has gotten, and then the girl. Okay, and then that thing. Yeah, so that thing from the teacher. So that's great. The only thing is so this is the girl. So, but we want to say she. So how we say if we wanted to say she right there.
Ia.
Ia, yep, ia. Wamawa. And then more than likely you probably hear oia. So oia. And then lena mea mai le whaiaonga. And then there's in conversational Samoan you probably hear like this is what's another element that you probably would hear if we were to because remember we have two subjects here. We have Wamawa and then we have she or her she, and then we have that thing. And then we have our location. It's like one little thing. You remember what it might be?
E.
Yeah, and where's that gonna go?
The beginning.
The beginning of where?
Would it be e maua instead of ua, or?
Well, so it's she received, so it's gonna be so that's either gonna be like a past tense or you can update somebody. So it could be like a na or it could be ua. So that's right. That's fine. But remember we have our tense, we have our action, and then we have subject number 1, and then we have subject number 2. So and then we have our location. So we have 2 subjects. So what happens when we have 2 subjects? We have to identify something. So one is gonna be. Oh, go ahead.
Does it go between ia and lena mea?
So
In
yeah,
between subjects?
right. Well, okay. So you're on the right path. So it's gonna be we have a subject here, and then we have a subject here. So it goes before the subject doer. So the subject doer is she received. So she is the one that received, right? So because she received, it's gonna be e maua e oia le na mea mai le whaiaonga. So since she's the one that received, it's gonna be like that. But you know, in conversational Samoan, people drop that. Like, people don't say it because it's all it's understood. So it's gonna be a lot of times just the way that you guys said it the first time. Uamawa oia le na mea mai le whaiaonga. But when you're reading stuff, because I'm just trying to preparing you guys for because in like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, we're gonna go through the Tusipaia, the Bible, And because this is what our parents tell us, like, just go read the Bible. Well, if we don't know these structures, then we can't just read the Bible. So, but we're gonna go through the Bible, and then you'll see, they're really sticklers on all of these things. So uamawa. So we have our tense, we have our action, we have the subject doer, and we know it's the subject doer because of the oia, and then we have the other subject, lenamea, and then we have from the teacher, our location, mai lepayaonga. Everybody see that? So my tense subject, two subject, tense action, two subjects, and then we have our location. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, or if it comes to
Question?
you, okay, go ahead.
I got saw for the verb tense. What's the difference between ua and saw?
Okay, sa. If we were to say, let me just copy this. And if we were to say sa mawa, so like she was receiving. Okay, so this is like she was receiving that from the teacher. So sa is like it's past tense, and the action is going on. So like if I'm telling you a story, I'm taking you back in the past, and I'm saying I was walking, I was talking, she was receiving, she was, so you know what I mean? So we're in the past, but the action is going on.
What about na?
Na is if I go to the past and the action, I made the action complete. So if I say na mawa eoia, or na mawaina, we haven't talked about the suffixes yet, but if I say na mawa, then I say she received. Na mawa eoia, she received. So it's over and done, like right. But if I say she was receiving, it's the same thing, but the timing is different, because if she was receiving, then like, okay, we're in the process. She was in the process of getting this thing. But if I said she received it. So the timing happened, it's over and done. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uamawa is like, again, that's like a update. So if the first time you were like, oh, okay, she hasn't received it, then you leave the room and you come back and then you say, oh, did she get it? Then I say, yeah, uamawa eoia, like she has received it. She has received it. So a lot of times ua and na, they can sound interchangeable, but if you break it all the way down, it's like the ua is more of an update of a situation, whereas na is we're just saying like, yeah, she received it, back in the day, she got it. But ua is like, I'm updating you, like, yeah, she just received it. You know what I mean? So there's subtle differences between ua and na, but if you just know, like, the ua is an update and na is like it's past and it's over and done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. Again, if you have any questions, write them down. If you don't have them today, just send me an email, or just come on Sunday and ask, and we'll just go over whatever you want. Doesn't matter. All right. She received that from him. Actually, that's kind of the same as the last one. Has a little curveball. Let's do number 5 and let's move on, because I want to get to some other concepts. The dog played in the car. The dog played in the car. This one is kind of straightforward. So, and then go ahead.
Nata alo le maile ile tavale.
Nata alo le maile you say le ta'avale. Ta'avale. Great. So exactly, just like that. So what I was gonna say was, like, if you are confused with like how to structure it, write Samoan straight off, then do the one thing. Played the dog in the car. and then do it in English and then translate it to the Samoan part. Okay, so if this is your first day, then ask about this. This is a question to ask, like, how do we get to play the dog in the car? So that's another thing. What if we wanted to say, because I know this is the way that it's worded here is not as specific. What if we wanted to say the dog played inside of the car? How would we change? How would we change?
Na ta'olo le maili I totonu o le ta'avale.
Yep, yep. Okay, so you can say it like this right here, and people are gonna say it like that all day, all the time, because itutonu o is gonna be understood. But if we're gonna be technical, we can say itutonu o le ta'avale. So na ta'alo le maile itutonu o le ta'avale. So they both say the same thing, but this one is like the dog played, in the car. This is the dog played inside of the car, like, so we're being very specific. That's really what I was going for. I guess I didn't word it correctly, but both of these are right. They're all the way 100% correct. So na ta'alo le maile I tutonu o le ta'avale. Na ka'alo le maile I le ka'avale. Okay. So great. So let's move on to our next thing. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know. Samoan verbs that function a little bit different from English. So I won't spend too much time on this, but here's the point. So Samoan verbs are more descriptive and take the action to a location, whereas they don't do it in English. So here's some examples of that. So if I say in English, if I say the woman loves her father, in Samoan we would say the woman loves to her father, because the action of love, or alofa, is an action that goes to somebody. You see what I'm saying? In English, the woman loves her father. In Samoan, it goes to her father. So because it goes to her father, that's why we have a preposition there, right? So does everyone see the difference? What if I say the woman loves her father as opposed to the woman loves to her father? If I say to her father in English, you're gonna be like, dude doesn't speak English very well, right? But in Samoan, that makes perfect sense, because the action of love goes to somebody. So that's why I say, like, it's a little more descriptive in Samoan, because if I love you, o te alofa ya te oi, my love goes to you. The woman loves to her father, so e alofa le fafine, or you could say le tamaitai. We had that discussion last week. So e alofa le fafine I to her father, ilona tama. All right, so words like alofa go to a location. So when we're forming our sentences in Samoan, it's going to be a little bit different, because instead of just saying, let me see if I can say it the incorrect way. No, let me not do it like that, because I don't want anybody to get confused. If you use alofa, just know that action goes to a location. So e alofa le fafine, tense of e. Alofa is our action. Le fafine is the subject. And then we just go to the location. I lona tama. It's not e alofa le fafine lona tama. We have to say I lona tama, because it's the love goes to the father. The alofa, not man, going back and forth is okay. Alofa le fafine I lona tama goes to the father. Same thing with thank. Thank is another one. Fa'afetai. So if I fa'afetai ya te oi, it goes to you. So if I thank to you, fa'afetai ya te oi, like thank to you. The teacher will thank you. So we have our tense. So it's a future thing. Like if you do this in the future, the teacher will. So will thank. Ole'a fa'afetayatu. Fa'afetayatu. So we'll thank to you. And then we have ya te oi, to you. Ole'a fa'afetayatu ya te oi. The teacher will thank you. Okay. If we were to say that in English, the teacher will thank to you. Okay. I understand this can be a little bit it's different for sure, and it can be a little bit confusing. So that's why I'm kind of mulling over it. Her dog understands you. So to understand means to ma'alama lama. Understand means to ma'alama lama. So we have our tense is e. So that is our habitual tense marker. Ma'alama lama is to understand. So e ma'alama lama is understand, like it's a habitual thing. It is what it is, like understands. And then lana maile, her dog. It could also be his dog. And Samoan, we don't make that differentiation. So it's e ma'alama lama lana maile. And then the understanding goes ya to ya te oi, ya te oi. So her dog understands you. E malama lana, e malama lama, lana maile ya te oi. Okay, her dog understands to you. Okay, so there's several of these kind of words that function differently in Samoan. So let me go to that real quick. Let me see where it's at. Internet. Okay, so alofa is one. A'o, like to teach. So my teaching goes ya oko, ya, to y'all. And then thank. So the thank goes to a location. Fa'atali or fa'akali, my weight, goes to, we start our location phrase. Faciliatu or facili, to ask. Fesosoani, to help. Fia, to like something. Ma'alama, we just talked about that one. Mana'o is to want. And if anyone's confused about fia and mana'o, they both mean the same thing, but there's a different way to use it. We can talk about that if you guys want to. But I'll bring it up, I think, next week anyway. Tali, to reply. Va'ai is to look or to see. Vala'au, like to call. Ingo or ino. Aioi, Polinga, Ote, Tango, and Usitai or Usitai. That's like the plural version of to obey. So this, I'm gonna copy this and then put this into our chat. It's a worksheet, and it's just different kind of verbs. And believe me, there's people that they don't even follow this. They'll just they don't say like alofa yate oi. They'll just say ya alofa oi, like love you. They it's conversational Samoan, so people will say whatever. But again, when we get to our exercise where we're reading formal stuff, I want you guys to at least know that that's where these different kind of words come from. Okay, so that's why I won't spend too much time on this, because in conversational Samoan, people just kind of overlook it anyway. But not all the time. So, all right, so that's that. Now here is another sentence structure, sort of. It's simple, but it's very common. So I do want to spend a little time on this. So we have our tense is e, and we can use any of the tense markers. It could be sa, it could be na, it could be whatever. And basically what we're saying is like, do you have, or you have this, or you have that. Iai is to have. And you might see it spelled like this, like iai, or you might see it spelled like, broken out like ei. All right. So again, you can have any tense marker, but today we're going to work with e. And then we have the action ei means to have or to possess something. And then our subject is going to be, it's like a limiter and a noun combination. So remember from week 1, our limiter would be like, le, like the, do you have, or you have the tupe, the money. You have the car, le ta'avale. E yai le ta'avale. E yai le tupe. E yai le gelfongi, you know. So these are things that people ask all the time. So we want to go over that. We also have a worksheet on it. So, okay, so here's some examples. So we have, when we get to this part right here, the blank part. So this would be our subject. So we have our tense is e, and of course we can change that subject up any way we want to. I'm sorry, our tense marker any way we want. Then we have our verb ei, to have. All right. So this slide right here, we're talking particularly about this blank part. So that's our subject. So if we say your money, so lao tupe, or you know, they might say au tupe, or just coupe or au coupe. So the way to say like you got your money, you know, e lao coupe, you know, you have your money. But this is different from how we've been learning the first time. So when we say lao tupe, that means what? Anybody know that one? It's just your money, right? So have your money. But when you translate it from Samoan to English, it's you got your money, you have your money, you know, you possess your money. So your money. So there's a lot packed into this lao. So it's like you and your all in one. So have your money. So when we translate, it's like you have your money. Okay. If you say sao, we did talk about this before. Like sao is like unspecific version of lao. Okay. If we say lau, the opposite of, you know, or the non-specific version of lau is sa'u. So if I were to say yai lau tupe, let me write it out. I should write it out. So if I were to say yai, or the other way, lau tupe, then I'm saying like, you know, I got my money. I have my money. I have my specific money, right? So that this one will be my, but when we say yai lao tupe, you know, you got your money. So I'm making a statement, okay? Yai sao kupe. That this is another way to say it, but it's like a non-specific way. Okay, so sao and lao is the same thing. Lao is going to be specific. Sao is going to be non-specific. Okay. You can also say, just with the inflection of your voice, go up and down. Yai sao kupe. Yai sao kupe, or yai lao kupe. More than likely, if it's going to be a question, it's going to be sao. It's going to be a sao. Okay. So, and we'll get into questions next week. So, I only present it like this because people say it both ways. But yai sao kupe. So more than likely, with a question, it's going to be sao, because they're saying, you know, you got your money? Do you have your money? So sao is the unsure way or the non-specific way of saying your. Okay, it's the same as lao, but it's, you know, we're saying sao. Yai sao kupe. Do you have your money, or do you have money? All right, so together this is going to be our pronoun, our possessive pronoun, sao. And then we have our actual noun, coupe or tupe. That's to mean money. Okay. So we do have a worksheet. Yeah, we got. Oh, that's telling time. Let me move a little faster so we can do our telling time. Internet. Okay. Okay. So this one right here. Vasili is our question. So Vasili, ai sao ping. So ai sao ping. So this means what? Anyone want to take a shot at that? Ai sao ping.
Yeah,
You
the-
have a pen.
Yep. Do you have a pen? Do you have a pen? Like, do you possess a pen? So you got a pen? and then tally, the answer. Yoi, e yai, and then what will go here and what's go there? What will go there? Oops, there we go.
Laupengi,
Lau, lau, yep.
Lau or Lau, either or.
Oh no, yeah, you said it right the first time. That was my bad. I said it wrong. Lau. So e yai lau ping. So on this first one, okay. So AI shopping. Do you have a pen? I don't know if you got a pen or not, and I don't care which pen I'm not being specific about a pen. I just want one of your pens. So that's why I say AI shopping. AI shopping. And then I say, yo, yeah, have my pen. Like I have my pen. I have my pen. So AI la pen. So I have my pen. So it's a little bit the word order is different. Again, these are the things that throw people off because the word order is different. So we have AI la pen, and the difference between this one is I'm saying, yeah, I got my pen. I'm talking about my specific pen. This is my specific pen. Whereas up here, like I'm just asking, do you have a pen? So that's the difference between if you hear someone say, AI shopping, and then somebody turns around and say, yeah, yo, AI shopping. Like, yeah, I got a pen. I got my pen, it's a specific pen. But, someone might say, yeah, AI shopping. They might be saying like, I have, several pens or something. But usually in the reply, they say, yeah, I got my pen. I have my pen. Okay. On this one, and then you can apply that to any, like notebook, api. We could say that to ta'avale, car. So all of these are going to be A-class things, you see? So we could say e yai sao api. Yoi, e yai lau api. Or I could say yoi, e yai lau ta'avale. Right? Now on this one, the it's blank right here because it could be A class or O class. So wati, anyone know what wati is?
Watch.
Watch. So we got a watch. Well, this shouldn't say Latin. Fale. Oh, I think everyone knows what fale. Waliwing. Oh,
House.
house. Yeah.
Mhm.
House. Okay. House. All right. So if we were to say if we're talking about a watch, how will we say watch in Samoan? So e yai, and then finish the rest of it.
Eyai Sawati.
Yep, e yai sa wachi. E yai sa wachi. So this one is going to be, and then our reply is going to be, if you have it, ioi. E yai.
Wati.
Yep. So yeah, I got my watch. E yai sa what? What? Yep. So, and then if we wanted to say fale, if we want to say fale, so how will we phrase this one up here? E yai.
So
So Fale.
AI so fale. AI so fale. So do you have a house? Do you have your house? And then I say, yeah. Or yoi. AI.
Lau.
Low.
Yeah,
oh,
low. Yeah. So low, because a fale is an O class. So that so it's the O class. So AI low fale. AI low fale. So AI so fale. Yoi. AI low fale. So so that's the important thing on this is to observe the O class and the A class. Take this one out. It actually is a word, but we won't get into that right now. It's confusing. So AI so fale. Yo AI lo fale. So, and then, so I'll leave the rest of this because what I'm going to do is just copy this worksheet so you can have that. It's also on your, Mato Pass, protected class thing as well. How do I get to the class thing? Oh, chat. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. All right, so our last 10 minutes, well, let's go into our how do I get out of here? Dang. Sorry, I've been up for like almost 24 hours now, so I'm kind of losing it. Okay, so let's tell time in Samoan. So we're gonna take a little break from the Samoan sentence structure because we've been doing that for what, 4 weeks? So let's take a little bit of break. So here's our definition. So ta or ka is like to strike. So if it gets to 5 o'clock, it strikes 5 o'clock. It gets to 4 o'clock, it strikes to 4 o'clock. Okay, so ka is to strike. Ua. So ua is a tense marker. So we use that in when someone asks what time it is, if you want to ask what time it is, time always moves every second. So it doesn't matter. From when I started saying this sentence that I'm talking right now, and if you say ukalifia, what's how many at a time. So no matter what time, it's always changing because it's time always moving. It never ever ever stops. So ua, okay. And remember, ua is a tense marker where we're updating somebody. So no matter what time you ask, it's always update. I'm always updating the time if you ask me, no matter when. Fia, it means how many. Fia, how many. Toy, that's like how many before when we're talking about time. Now toy also means and I think I'm gonna make a video about this tomorrow, but it just means again. So whatever the verb is, it means again. But in terms of time, if we're talking about how many minutes before something, would toy mean how many minutes before something, or how many seconds before something. Okay. Te'a, like te'ai is like how many denominations after something. So toy is before, te'a is after. Taimi or kemi is going to be time. Itula or ikula is going to be hour. Afa is half. Kuwata is quarter. Minute is minutes. Sekone, second. And kokiki or kokikika is like almost strike. It's about to, it's finna be this or finna be that. Kokiki ka. All right, so we'll get into some examples of that. So here's the structure for the time. So if it's on the hour, so if I say, what time is it now? It's almost sefuru over here. So if I say, someone say like ukalifia. So they ask me if they say, more than likely they'll just say kalifia, kalifia, or they might even say kasifia. So hopefully you guys know by the limiters, like this one is specific, this is non-specific, but we're basically asking the same question. Kalifia, kasifia. All right. So people say both ways. I hear both, but they mean the same thing. Basically, what time is it? What's strike the what? Strike the how many? So we say uakale, and then whatever time it is. So let's just say if it's 10 on the dot, so it has struck, has struck the sefulu, or if you're in California, it's gonna probably almost struck the strike the valu, the 8. Okay, so it's gonna be ukale valu. Over here, it's gonna be ukale le sefulu. Okay, so we say our tense, and then our action is gonna be this ka, or to strike, and then here's our subject. Okay, it's gonna be le, and then whatever time it is. Tense, action, subject. And if you see the pattern with almost all of the stuff that we're talking about is tense, action, subject. Next week, we're gonna switch it up. When we talk about pronouns, it'll be a little bit something different. But we'll get to that part when we do. When we say something is before the hour, we have to add this word right here. Toe, 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 toe. Toe, minute, ile, itula means hour. Okay, from our last page. So over here, 9:49. So it's 11 minutes before the hour. So now it's sefulu. So it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes before the hour of 10. So if we were to say uatoe sefulu, I don't know why I went soprano right there. Uatoe sefulu ile, and then the hour, I'll do California time, we'll say valu. Valu. All right, so we have uatoe sefulu minute. So we have 10 minutes before ile valu. Let me go to the whiteboard. So if I were to say trying to do California time, so 7:50. So it's gonna be ua toe sefulu. So that's 10. So it's before 10 minute. So ua toe sefulu minute, 10 minutes before le valu. Everyone see that? So it's 10 minutes before the 8. So that's 7:50. Ua toe sefulu minute. Oh, I'm sorry, ile valu, my bad. And the reason why it's ile valu because we're going to the 8. You see that? People might say like, ua toe sefulu minute le valu. Actually, I don't hear that much. So ile valu. So we're going to the 8. Ua toe sefulu minute I to the 8. Right? And that we use the E when we're going to the location of the 8. Now it doesn't work with the when we're talking about time after the minutes. So let me go to and show you why not. Let me see. There we go. Okay. So after the hour, if we say 50 minutes after the hour. So I guess this can be a bonus question. So 50 minutes after the hour of, what time is it in California? 7. 50 minutes after the hour of 7. So let's say that. So let's go back to our whiteboard. How do we say 50 minutes after the hour of 7? So it's going to be do you guys know how to say 50? Maybe we should have did a counting lesson. I didn't do that.
Lima sefulu.
Lima sefulu. Lima sefulu. And then minute. And then so when we're talking about time after a reference, so we say lima sefulu minute, and then ete a I, and then le what? So it's 50 minutes after the what?
Sefulu.
Well, that would be my no, well,
Oh,
not
sorry. Fiku.
fiku. Yep, fiku, or the 7. Okay, fiku, fitu. Okay, so we have. It has become 50 minutes after
There's 7.
the 7. Okay, now this is very important. It's a very small difference, and people are not gonna. It's not a big deal in terms of like, actually, it is a big deal. So when we're talking about after the time, okay, we would say ua, and then we would say how many minutes or how many seconds, all right, after ete ai, and then lefitu. All right. So we say our reference lima sepuluh minute, and then after ete ai lefitu. All right. But up here we say uatoy sepuluh minute, and then it's going to the 8th. So we're saying, you know, the time is going to the 8th. So it's going to a location. Whereas when we're talking about ete ai going after, we're saying it's 50 minutes with lima sepuluh minute after ete ai lefitu. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have to say I lefitu because we're not going to lefitu. We've already passed lefitu up. You know what I mean? We already passed it up. So when we're talking about time after, we say ete ai lefitu. Whereas up here, we're going to the 8th. So that's the big difference between the two. So we have 5 minutes left. I'll save it for questions. Let me go back to our, what you call them? Okay, and then when we start back, we're gonna go over time again, so that you know you guys got the time down. But let me see. If you have any questions, hang around for the last 5 minutes. If not, then you can also come on Sunday at 11 o'clock California time. If not, Fasa Fua, I'll see you guys Toy for the Hawaii. Remember, we got AI, we got the verbs that function different from English and Samoan, and then just whatever review that we have. So
Can you go to the slide that has the words for strike and via?
this one? So
Yeah, that one.
yep.
So our is pronounced Itula.
Itula, yeah, or Ikula, either one. So T style is Itula, or Itula. Yeah, some people say Itula, but usually when people are talking fast, like Itula or Ikula. So K style or A style, or K or T style. Yeah, so Itula, Ikula. Fa sofua, fa choi. Maloso. Yep. Oh yeah, here it goes. Itula.
But so I've heard it pronounced Itula.
Yeah,
Is-
it actually has a Fatma Mafa over it. I'm used to people speaking so fast, so it's like Itula. Yeah, only Itula, like the hour. Itula. So I mean
So how do you say quarter?
Kuwata. Kuwata. And I'm not sure if it has a maybe there might be a Fatma Mafa over the A right here. Kuwata. I always hear people stress the last one, but I'm not sure if it has the Fatma Mafa on the last one or not. Yeah, Ole Kuwata. Kuwata, yeah.
Kuwata. And then the almost strike, that first
Boy.
word.
Toititi or Koikiki.
Oh, okay. When
Yeah.
you said it, then I was like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, because we always
Reading it though, in my head, I was doing it, I think a little slower, so then it didn't.
Yeah,
Makes
sometimes like especially if you grew up in the language, like if you say something slow, like toititi, but like I always heard like Kokiki on a polo, like they were like pretty soon I'm gonna slap your mouth, you know, or something like. So I always heard stuff like that. So I always heard like Kokiki.
Yeah, that one's
Right.
really familiar right there.
Right.
Thanks, Mom.
Right. So when I first heard it, like a regular way, like not regular way, but like slower, it didn't register. But it's like,
Right.
oh, not the Koikiki. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
so this is like pretty soon or almost. Like Koikiki on a bowl of
Right.
Announcement.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. I was like, oh, now that's familiar. How you say it.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of words, a lot of phrases that like we probably say in here. Maybe I should speed it up, some things I should probably say it a little different. Because if you grew up in the culture, then you heard these things already, but the thing is like you probably heard it in a different kind of way. So when you hear the way that it was said as you were growing up, like, oh, okay, wow, okay, then you're able to make those connections. But like when we say it in this academic kind of fashion, it's like, oh wow. But yeah, Korkiki is definitely one of those where I all the time. And it was a threat, but we weren't talking about time, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Any other questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Fafkai will.
Malo. So yeah, if you guys I'll show up on Sunday at 11 o'clock California time. 11 o'clock California time, USA. And then I'll just hang around for a few minutes. If nobody's here, then I'll log off. So yep, Sarah. All right, guys, thanks for showing up. Alofaku, Fa Sefua.